I'm 28 years old and I absolutely love investing. I have over $130,000 invested, including super, and I've almost hit $100,000 invested without super. So, in a pretty good space, I think, financially for a 28-year-old and for a female as well. So, today I wanted to go through, because I'm a crazy person, I track absolutely every month what the growth of my investments were, because it's sort of hard to track them across multiple different accounts. I track it on a spreadsheet, and this is my growth so far this year, and this is without my super included. So I just like to track, what my investments were at the end of the previous month and then the end of the current month, how much I actually contributed, and then I get from that the growth. So let's start with January. So January I started, or at the end of the previous month, I had $74,491 invested, and then the end of that month I had $79,334 invested, and I invested myself $2,370 that month. So all in all, my growth for January was $2,473, which is epic. I won't go through the nitty-gritty numbers for the rest of them, but I will just give you like the growth, or some months I didn't grow at all, it went back. And that's just the nature of investing. You just never know what the month is going to hold. So in February, pretty grim, my investments went down. They went down $4,030, even though I invested $3,540 that month. Then a very similar number in March, they went down $4,704. Even though I invested $3,850. So your investments don't always grow, but that's so normal. And I don't really get hung up on the feeling of, numbers dropping, because that's just what happens in the stock market. In April, we went back up again and it grew by $304.99, and I invested $3,319. So big lots of investments for those 3 months for sure. In May was good. So my investments grew by $4,619. So very good growth for May. And then June, they grew by $1,597. In July, they grew by $2,582. And in August, an awesome month, they grew by $3,055. So overall, for those months, obviously September hasn't finished, so I can't count that one just yet. But my investments grew, even with those months where it went down, $8,000 between the 2 months. My investments still grew. So far this year, they've still grown by $5,898, which is insane, because